AnnyeongBuzz, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into someone who's often called the mood maker of ENHYPEN, the main rapper, lead dancer, and a vocalist who's impossible to ignore on stage. Yes, I'm talking about Jay Park, or as fans know him, Jay. Now, Jay's journey is already interesting before you even get into his idol career. He was born in Seattle, Washington, but moved to South Korea when he was 9. Growing up between two cultures must have shaped him in unique ways, and you can kind of see that when he expresses himself on stage. He's also an only child, and he was named after a baseball player, Jay Booner. That's right. He's literally carrying the energy of a professional athlete in his name. And honestly, it suits him because his energy is unmatched. When the other members first met him, they thought he talked too much, and one of them said, "Jay is Jay." And honestly, that phrase just captures his personality perfectly. He's energetic, confident, and full of life, but also quirky in ways that make him unforgettable. And that's something I want to ask you. Do you think idols need to be this kind of outgoing to stand out? Or can someone quieter make the same impact? Because Jay clearly proves that being expressive works. Jay trained for 2 years and 11 months before joining Island. That's almost 3 years of relentless practice, refining his dancing, rapping, and performance skills. And then he earned second place in the Island finale with over 1.1 million votes. That's a huge deal because it shows that even though he didn't come first, the fans recognized his talent, his charisma, and yes, that energy that makes him so magnetic. And speaking of energy, Jay isn't just energetic, he's versatile. He's the main rapper, but he's also a lead dancer and a vocalist. That means he's expected to deliver high-quality performance across multiple skill sets. And somehow, he does it with this style that feels effortless, even though we know it's not. It makes me wonder, do you think being multi-talented like this is a blessing or more of a pressure cooker situation for him? Now, one of my favorite things about Jay is his personality quirks. He's called the Angry Bird by fans, but he also has this dark and sexy charm mixed with humor. He can go from being serious and sultry on stage to cracking jokes that make everyone laugh in seconds. And it's not just random, it's part of what makes him the group's mood maker. Honestly, if you watch their behind-the-scenes content, you'll see how much he lifts everyone's spirits. Jay also has this really interesting mix of talents and hobbies. He learned basic Japanese just by watching anime. He knows how to give massages from video tutorials. He enjoys blank staring, playing games, cooking, and shopping for clothes. And get this, he even dreamt of being a chef when he was younger. Isn't it fascinating how his creativity isn't limited to music? He's literally exploring life in so many ways, and it all comes together in his performances. Another thing I find interesting is his connection to fashion. Jay wants to be a trendsetter and has talked about wearing clothes he designed himself on stage. That's such a bold aspiration, but if you think about it, it fits him perfectly. He's energetic, confident, and loves to express himself visually as much as through music. And I have to ask you, if Jay launched his own fashion line tomorrow, would you buy it? I know I would at least check it out. Now, let's get into something deeper, his role models. Jay has mentioned EXO's Kai and BTS's Vi as inspirations, and I can see why. Both Kai and V are known for their stage presence, charisma, and style, and Jay seems to have internalized that while still creating his own identity. It's like he's taking the best of what he admires and putting his own signature on it. Do you think idols should openly follow role models, or should they just carve their own path? And let's not forget his iconic moments on Island. He's known for the phrase RAS, which stands for resentment, anger, and shame. Even though he said he doesn't really like his RAS moments, it became memorable for fans because it showed his human side. He's passionate, emotional, and he cares deeply about his performance. That's something so relatable for anyone watching. Perfection isn't always the goal, it's about authenticity. Jay also has this interesting personal philosophy. One of his mottos is, "Live the life the way you were born." And another, "Let's just talk and live. I am human too." Honestly, I think that speaks volumes about his mindset. Even with all the pressure of being an idol, he still values being human, expressing himself, and connecting with fans authentically. That's rare in this industry. And speaking of fans, Jay's fandom is called Blue Jays, which feels fitting given his energy, personality, and even his name. He clearly values that connection and wants to have real conversations with his fans, not just perform for them. Do you think that kind of transparency is what makes some idols more beloved than others? I'd love to hear your take on that. Finally, one thing that I love about Jay is his curiosity and dedication. He doesn't just stick to what he knows. He explores new languages, new styles of dancing, even new ways to massage. Basically anything that helps him grow as a person or performer. And honestly, that's inspiring. It makes me think, what if more idols had that same willingness to learn everything they can about life and performance? Would the industry be completely different? Now, let's dive into something a little more personal about Jay, his background and how it shaped who he is today. Growing up in Seattle and then moving to South Korea at 9, Jay had to adapt to a completely different culture while holding on to his roots. That dual identity seems to have influenced his personality. He's confident, outgoing, but also thoughtful and self-aware. And honestly, you can see that in how he interacts with the members and fans. Do you think growing up between two cultures gives idols like Jay an advantage in international appeal? Because I feel like it really does. Another fascinating aspect of Jay is his versatility as a performer. He's not just a rapper. He can sing, dance, and lead choreography. His hip-hop bounce, his stage energy, and even his ability to command attention while performing complex routines is impressive. And he's not just performing. He's also experimenting with self-expression through his fashion, stage styling, and personality. That makes him a complete performer, which is rare, especially for someone so young. Let's talk about his humor and quirks for a moment, because this is where he becomes super relatable. Jay loves blank staring, he enjoys playing games, and he's a little obsessed with clothes shopping. He's also allergic to cats, which is funny considering how many idols love cats. These little details make him feel human. I want to ask you, what's your favorite Jay quirk? For me, it's the Angry Bird nickname because it's just perfect for him. Jay's nickname, Angry Bird, and his ENFJ personality type really capture his energy. He's always lively, always moving, and he genuinely enjoys interacting with people. But beyond the energy, he also has depth. He's thoughtful, passionate, and his iconic Island Ras moment showed that he's not afraid to express genuine emotion. That vulnerability is something that fans resonate with deeply. Another side of Jay that's fascinating is his love for learning. He picked up basic Japanese by watching anime, learned massage techniques from tutorials, and even explores his culinary skills. This shows he's curious, adaptable, and driven to improve himself constantly. And that mindset translates directly to his artistry on stage. It's why he's not just a performer, but also a trendsetter. Speaking of trendsetter, Jay has said he wants to wear clothes he designs on stage and be known as a trendsetter. Personally, I think that's amazing because it shows he's thinking beyond just music. He's thinking about visuals, fashion, and overall brand. Do you think more idols should focus on creating a personal brand like this, rather than just focusing on music? I feel like Jay is setting an example for the next generation. Now, let's look at his relationships within ENHYPEN. He's often called the group's encyclopedia because he knows everything about the members. He's particularly close with Haesung, Nikki, and of course himself, which is funny, but also shows confidence. But it also highlights his role as the mood maker. He keeps everyone energized, motivated, and even entertained during long practice sessions or tours. Honestly, groups need someone like Jay to maintain balance and morale. Another fun fact is his favorite color, purple, and favorite season, autumn. But beyond that, he's got an eclectic mix of interests, like enjoying Pororo, playing games, and even blank staring for fun. These seemingly random things make him endearing. I want to hear from you. What's the one quirky thing about Jay that you love the most? And let's not forget his musical skills. Jay isn't just a performer, he's also a creative force. He's credited for vocals, contributes to song arrangements, and constantly develops his rap skills. And while he's still young, his dedication to growing as an artist is already visible. This makes me excited about the future. Imagine the solo projects, collaborations, or experimental performances he could pull off in the next few years. To me, What makes Jay so captivating is this combination of energy, talent, and relatability. He's the performer who lights up the stage, the friend who keeps the group laughing, and the human who wants to live authentically while connecting with fans. And honestly, that's why his fandom, the Blue Jays, love him so much. They see him as more than just an idol. They see him as a personality, a role model, and someone whose growth they can follow. So here's my final thought. Jay isn't just the rapper, dancer, or mood maker of ENHYPEN. He's a multidimensional artist, a trendsetter, and someone who's still evolving in front of our eyes. Watching his journey from Seattle to Island, and now as part of one of the hottest fourth-gen groups, is inspiring. He's proof that hard work, personality, and creativity together can create someone truly unforgettable. And now I want to throw it to you. What do you think makes Jay stand out the most among fourth-generation idols? Is it his energy, his performance skills, his humor, or the combination of everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear from you. This isn't just a profile. It's a conversation about why Jay is one of the most exciting idols of this generation. That's all for today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. This has been AnnyeongBuzz, and I'll see you in the next video.